All right, guys, welcome into today's video. We're here to talk about MMAT. That's right, Meta Materials, the original meta of the stock market. And we're going to get into that later in the video. So here you can see, guys, we got a little bit of craziness going on with the price action. Today, during the regular trading hours, we were down 0.5%. But I want you to just take a step back here. Now, the 5 days looking pretty bad. We're down over 6%. But if you go from just a month ago from today, we're still up 41.32%. So keep that in mind. Yes, this week's been pretty brutal for metamaterials, but if you go back a month ago, we're up 41%. So we're due to cool off a little bit, a little cooling period, hopefully before the next takeoff. So we're still waiting for the Fed to do the turn. Matter of when that would be, that'll be remain to be seen. Now, go ahead and take a look. We did recoup a little bit of that loss after hours. Actually, technically, if you would count the after hours, we finished green. We were down 0.5% during the regular trading hours, and we gained back 1.17%. We netted about 0.5% up for the day. So, hey, we'll take it. In this market, absolutely. On very low volume, to say the least. Our average volume is about 4.4 million shares traded a day, and we traded 2.298, so almost 2.3 million shares. So we were about 2.1 million shares light on the volume compared to what we normally trade. So keep that in mind. Low volume, the shorts are going to take over. Now, what I want to go over here is the Fintel information, because they got some updates on here, and I want to really go into detail in today's video about the updates on the Fintel. There's a lot of good and I guess a lot of bad, but we'll go over it. So here you can see the days to cover has went up drastically, guys. We are now back to 16.97 days to cover. So you're talking almost 17 days to cover. That's over 3 weeks. 17 trading days if all the shorts try to cover the shorted shares, the borrowed shares, the lent shares. It's going to take them 3 weeks. Now, can you imagine, as they are buying the shares and covering their short position, how much the stock price volume would go up if retail, and other big institutions held onto their position as they covered this, and we even bought more as it started to rally up. They would be in a pickle as, say week 1 goes by, no one of the community sells, all the big money holds that they have, and we just buy more. And that's going to make those shorts that are 2 and 3 weeks out even pay them more. And when they have to cover those long positions, who knows how many millions of shares it is, they're going to be really having to buy the rip. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to be buying the huge rip. They're going to be buying that short squeeze rip. So if we look down here, then that's interesting, because this was normally about 11 days, and it jumped up to almost 17 days. So it jumped up about 6 days. Nice to see. Now, we're going to go look here at the short squeeze score, and we got a lot of update on here, and I want to cover this in detail. So our short squeeze score dropped 74.94. We are ranked 879 out of 5,396 stocks. So let's go take a look at what is said here. The short squeeze score is a result of the multi-factor model, which we know what that is. So down here in the bold black, they just updated this today, June 8th, 2022. We have updating our scoring model to include float minus short interest as a ranking factor. This is the raw number of shares available to trade that have not been shorted. It can be though a utilization metric. Explanation: if 2 companies both have 25% short float, but one has 10 million unshorted shares and the other has 200 million unshorted shares, the first one clearly more susceptible to a short squeeze. The effect of this change is not updated model will favor low float companies over others. All other things are being equal. So you know what? I do agree with that, because we have 296 million in our float, and it should take into account how many shares are available on the free float, and that should be a factor. So I do agree. It does suck seeing us go from like a 90 something down to a 75 almost, and we were like 22 yesterday, and now we're up to 879. But you got a lot of stocks out there that have low float. I mean, there's some out there that has 1 to 20 million float. So it don't take much if they get holders and buyers to run them up. So as we get more shares accumulated, more shares bought, hopefully insiders buy, and we're really looking forward to when we get that potential dividend of MMTLP to have this stock really get bought up with that dividend money. And we talked about in previous videos where just a little bit, even 8 to 12% of your dividend reinvested back into MMAT can cause a massive short squeeze where the shorts would not have enough shares out there in the free float to be covered. All right, now we're going to take a look here. How many short shares are available? Well, as of right now, just 55,000. And you can see it was 0, 40,000, then went back to 0, and now up to 55,000. So they don't have nothing available at this brokerage. So they're probably doing a lot of synthetics. Now, I know each brokerage here, each company has different companies that they follow. So we're not sure the exact big company that, it could be Citadel, Virtue, any of them there. So we're not sure exactly who it is. But yeah, they don't have many shares out there. And look at the short bar fee. It is still up there really high at a 47.87%. So it's still really expensive leading into tomorrow to borrow our stock. Now, the crazy thing is they only have 55,000 shares. So not much there, to say the least. Go down here and take a look at the Fintel short volume ratio is a 58.06. So they shorted in the dark pools today over 58% of our volume. Get down here and take a look at the aggregate short volume ratio is a 62.70. All right, so over here on Twitter, a lot of interesting stuff we're going to go over here and take a look at, man. Let's cover this. First, tomorrow, big news, Unusual Wells posted. Tomorrow is the big day that Facebook, ticker symbol FB, is changing its ticker to Meta. Now, we found out about a week or so ago, John Berta did a post about this. When they went to apply for the ticker symbol Meta, they got denied. And that's because Facebook already had this reserved, I assumed. Or maybe the market maker or maybe the SEC already knew that Facebook was going to do this. And it just wasn't official yet, but they were reserving that ticker for them. Either way, I think we kind of got screwed out of it because we should have been trading under the MEAT last year when that merger happened. But either way, will this draw attention to us? I don't know. It's possible. That happened before when the metaverse and all on Facebook hit Fox News, and people actually bought Meta materials thinking that Meta was Facebook, and it had a small rally for about a day or two. So we'll see. Our buddy here, Doug C, now has another post out here, guys. He says here, Schwab is now offering 18% to borrow shares. Hold. Now, we covered Doug before. Thank you to Doug. I just retweeted this because I saw he posted it. So, as you can see here on his chart, let me deactivate the camera. There it is. He's blocked out his personal information, which is absolutely recommend to do that. And here you can see, Metamaterials, the borrow is 18%, and it shows the price there at $1.89. So, I think that might have been a little while, or maybe that's what they were offering there at, but you can see right there. He has the screenshot. You can go to my Twitter, at TerryZoo247 if you want to see it, or comment down below on that and Doug can reply back to you. But yeah, so there it is. They still want our shares. Like, even though those scores on there, the short squeeze score is nice to see, but is it really a factor? No. The short squeeze still happen. And as you can see here, when Schwab is still out there paying 18%, guys, they need our shares. Now, I'm going to go down here and end this with our buddy I Am Wedge on Twitter. He did this here, and we talked about this in another video we did, I think it was last week, where Palacaris here, maybe it was Monday. Palacaris had the roll-to-roll film being on a video, and Wedge here took a great screenshot of these currency notes, and we were talking about that in the video. And I want to thank Wedge for breaking this down. What's up with the land quartz samples? Durasafe, just curious, a Swiss company. And here you can see on the picture where he circled the land start right there. So if we get out here and click on this, he has this news article here. MMAT Nice Palacaris, Vancouver, Market Wired, March 29th, 2016, Nanotech Security Corp. We have a pass with them. And there you go. Here is the actual article. Here was the actual listing of it. Vancouver Market Wired, March 29, 2016. Nanotech supplied land quart with a Magneta to green color shift OTF thread that was incorporated into land quartz Durasafe composite substrate for the Bank of Kazakhstan 20,000 Tenj banknote. So there it is, man. Great DD on Wedge, man. Big thumbs up to our buddy Wedge for getting that one out. So got to give him a big shout out. Yeah, there was the original post that George had out about the color shifting technology in action for the Lumichrome. And you can see the currency notes over here on the left-hand side. That video George did on 2 days ago has over 10,000 views. And there you can see the banknotes. And like I said, amazing stuff. So guys, hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. And I will catch you all in the next video guys. Peace.